Another FPL game week has come, and am I going to go against Erling Haaland again? Am I going to go and try my luck and win for the fourth time in a row? Ever since I have gone against Haaland, he hasn't scored a single goal. How about that? This is the kind of advice I give to all my followers, obviously, so you can win a lot of prizes, a trip to London to watch your best, to watch your team play. And unfortunately, for the FPL site, it is updating right now because you cannot change your team. So I'll have to tell you what you should have done because time has already gone. But let's talk anyway because I did not get time to review this game week. So the fixtures, these are the predictions I have done for FPL and for the Premier League. So accordingly, I will tell West Ham versus Nottingham Forest. I think there are a lot of points for Nottingham Forest attackers. They looked good. Morgan Gibson looked good. He had a few chances, and other attackers of Nottingham Forest also had chances. Igor Jesus probably didn't have too many chances, but it looks like he is the center point of their attack and he can bring up some points against West Ham at least. So you could expect them to score, and you can also expect some fight from West Ham because it is a very crucial game for them. So you might, Boyan owners should stick by him for a couple of more game weeks because a team fighting relegation, their star player has to stand up at some point of time in the second half of the season, and that might be right now for West Ham. It is now or never, and West Ham are a big club. It is a do or die situation for them, and I think this is going to be crucial. I don't think they are going to win the game, but I do think they have a lot of goals in them still. Crystal Palace was Aston Villa again. Morgan Rogers. If you have Mateta in your team, if you have Guehi, I don't see too many clean sheets for Crystal Palace anymore. They are too tired. They will lose their concentration and eventually concede a goal or two like they did against Fulham, but I think they are still a solid team. They are not going to concede too many goals, so you won't see too many points from here. You might see a random player scoring a header or two. I don't see too many points for Morgan Rogers, Mateta, or Guehi, and even the other Watkins. If you look at Watkins or Cash or Digne, whatever, I don't think anyone has Digne in their team. I don't see too many like obvious big hitters in this game. Fulham versus Chelsea again. Cole Palmer. I have bought Cole Palmer. I have gone on the Cole Palmer train a bit early, but he did not look that fit against Manchester City. And new coach coming in, new style coming in. You will have to look at how they play right now in under the new management. But I have no idea how the new manager is going to coach their team. I have not done too much research on him, but I do feel like this is also one of those games where Fulham will form the mid block and they will not allow too much space against Chelsea, but they will find a goal from somewhere, hopefully a penalty where Cole Palmer scores the penalty. I don't even guarantee if Cole Palmer is going to start or not. Maybe he'll get rested for the FA Cup game and he'll start this game, but you never know. So Enzo Fernandez has been doing pretty well for them, and if you have him in your squad, he is a good utility option. He is very cheap as a midfielder, and I think Declan Rice and Fernandez, the DEFCON points, etc. That has added a lot of value to the FPL. And if earlier you would go straightforward go with Cole Palmer and Bukayo Saka, but right now you have an option to go for Declan Rice and Enzo Fernandez and still be fine or score even more points. Brentford versus Sunderland, I don't think like obviously the striker is doing really well and he has cost me more than Haaland could ever. So yeah, I am a little bit jealous of him, but I am not on that train. I don't think, of course, he's having a good season, but I think these sort of strikers do not end up with more than 20 goals, and he's already scored 14 in 20 games. So I am expecting a slump. Maybe it will never come, maybe it will. But Sunderland are not a side that is going to give away easy goals. Ballard is back, etc. etc. So I don't think too many goals are there in this game, but I think Brentford will eventually win. They have too many good players right now, and at their home they are very dangerous. So you will need to keep an eye on Shard. Norgard is brilliant. I am sorry, not Norgard, Damsgaard. Norgard is in Arsenal right now. He used to captain Brentford, but Damsgaard is. Just love watching him play. He is one of those. He adds to a very physical side. He adds that flair. He adds that vision. He adds that class you need in the middle of the pitch. And not sure if they are a good FPL option, but obviously Igor Thiago is a good FPL option if you have him, keep hold of him. But I think eventually he will get into a slump. I don't think maybe he'll score a some goal again here. This could easily be a goalless draw as well. So if you have a Sunderland defender, I would recommend you to start them. If you have a Brentford defender, if you have a Brentford goalkeeper, then also I would recommend you to start them. Manchester City versus Brighton. Okay, Bournemouth was Spurs. I think for Bournemouth, there's no clear attacking options right now. Even though Nelson is there, there is Semenyo still playing for them. He might go to Manchester City very soon. And a lot of other possibilities are there still. But I feel like this fixture is not going to give you too much joy. I don't think too many players in this game week in this fixture are owned by anyone. I don't think anyone owns any Spurs player. I don't think anyone owns too many Bournemouth players except of Semenyo. So yeah, that is that for this fixture. Manchester City versus Brighton. Obviously, I think this might be one of those fixtures where Erling Haaland, Manchester City scored 3 goals and Erling Haaland backs a hat trick. Could easily be Brighton give you a lot of space and Erling Haaland running behind their defensive line and then bullying defenders, centre backs. You can see him scoring 2-3 goals in this fixture. Even though this would be a tough contest, and they have also lost their centre back. So if you have Nico O'Reilly, if you have their Matthew Nunes, you might be in a big trouble. And if you had Oscar Guardiola, then you obviously have to replace them as well. And who will you replace them with? If you look at it, I'm not predicting too many of clean sheets, but maybe Lewis Hall is a good option. I have brought in Lewis Hall. You can also go with Van Dijk, but he's playing Arsenal. That is not that good. Reece James, maybe. I don't think Crystal Palace defense is that reliable right now. Maybe a Sunderland defender. Probably those are the options you have if you have to replace Guardiola. And Nico O'Reilly, I think him at left back changed a lot of things for Manchester City. But now that Guardiola has gone, again they will have a lot of immaturity at the back, and you cannot expect too many clean sheets from them anymore. So that can dent your Nico O'Reilly pick because it's not like he's 4 million. He's young, so he's 4 million. He's 5.3, 5.5 million in that region right now. So I think there are goals for Haaland in this fixture, but I don't think defensive options are going to give too much returns. Everton versus Wolves, again, maybe you might need to invest in Wolves, but not not so early. Let's see how if they go on a run. Let's see for 1 or 2 game weeks, and then let's identify who is going really well. The striker who had the ball against Arsenal, he looks very physical. He looks good. I don't think Stan Larson or Huang Hee-chan are that obvious picks. I don't think you will get consistent returns from them. But otherwise, all around the pitch, maybe someone will come up with consistent returns in the 2-3 game weeks, and then we can talk about them. But obviously, a team to watch out for Everton again. If you have Everton defenders, that is a decent option in this atmosphere where not too many clean sheets are being kept. But I still feel like Everton is a pretty boring team, and I don't like investing in them. Burnley versus Manchester United. If you have Sasko, if you have who would you even have like Cunha? If you have Cunha, maybe you can keep him. He loves playing for a team where he's the talisman, so he might shine. He scored a goal. He looked good against Leeds away, so Burnley away is also a very good fixture to have your midfielder in. So yeah, their Cunha looks good. Newcastle versus Leeds. Obviously, my pick is Lewis Hall. Then you can go with Bruno Guimaraes, and then you can have Voldemort, Anthony Gordon, and other side winger whoever they play there. I don't think they are consistent enough, but from the center of the pitch, Bruno Guimaraes, then Lewis Hall, and then Voldemort. These are the picks you can go with, and you can expect returns from all three, even though I don't think they're going to keep a clean sheet against Leeds. Leeds have also been doing really well. I have Goodmanson in my bench since the first game week, so Finally, he is also coming with some clean sheets and returns. They are picking up form. So Leeds can be a very exciting team, and you can end up investing in their forwards anytime soon. Calvert-Lewin with so many goals in the recent past, so maybe he becomes an attractive proposition for you. Arsenal versus Liverpool again. You can have Declan Rice, you can have Martin Odegaard, you can have Bukayo Saka at this time. No, no picks would be wrong. You can pick Gabriel, you can pick Timber, and that won't be wrong. You can have Raya in your team, and then you can maybe probably the striking option is the only place where you won't like to have an Arsenal option, but otherwise everywhere else you can have any Arsenal player you want, and he will not do bad for you in the longer run. Liverpool, if you have Van Dijk, if you have Words, if you have Ekitike, I think Ekitike is more than enough. If you are doubling down on Liverpool, I don't think that is going to give you consistent returns. Some game weeks maybe you will outscore everybody else, but in most game weeks they won't be satisfying your needs as an FPL manager. So that is what I think about this games this way game weeks FPL, and yeah, let's see what happens, and I'll see you after the game week. Bye.